Listening skills. Actively listen and take action. In this video, you will learn techniques that will help you listen with comprehension and act appropriately in different situations. Why is listening so important? What will happen if you don't listen carefully? Meet Sunny. He works in an office. Let's look at an interaction between Sunny and some team members during a meeting. Our customer rating has gone down. We really need to do something about this. I have an idea. What is it? We should train all the staff. All big companies invest in training their staff. We conducted a session last year. Our staff is trained. That's not the problem.
I think we should first analyze the problem and identify key areas that need focus.
Sunny interrupted her and proceeded to explain why his idea was way better than his colleagues. This left a poor impression on his team because he did not listen to the merits of the other person's idea or objectively think about the information that was shared. He only considered his own point of view and reacted without thinking about the need of the situation or the consequences. Always remember, listening is key to effective communication. Without the ability to listen effectively, messages can easily be misunderstood. Let's look at a model that will help you listen with comprehension and then act based on thorough thinking. The LEARN model. Listen attentively without thinking of the actions you may need to take or the questions you may need to answer at the end. The idea is to listen with intent, which means focusing on understanding what the other person is saying. Do not act based on emotions or any other irrelevant information that may affect your ability to remain impartial. This understanding later helps in examining the facts correctly. E stands for Examine to identify relevant information. Recall what was said and then identify what is most relevant to the topic of discussion. Then focus only on reviewing those key points before responding or acting. Try to understand not just what is said, but also the actual intent. However, remember to examine the information after listening to the other person and not while the other person is still talking. If you try to listen and examine at the same time, you may start looking for specific information to validate your own views instead of focusing on what is actually being said. Hence, you may end up missing out on some crucial information. A stands for Analyze the information identified. Analyze the specific points or arguments that you have filtered and identify the most appropriate response or action in the given context. It may sometimes require focusing on the content of the arguments or the points. For example, what does the other person suggest for solving a problem? How much time he has requested to do something, and so on. However, in other situations, it may require analyzing the logic of the points. For example, what rationale has the other person shared to ask for more or less time to do something? How is the recommended solution better than the other approaches? And so on. Be clear what you need to analyze. During analysis, if you feel there is a need to clarify or confirm something, ask clear questions to gather that information. R stands for React or Respond appropriately. When planning a response, it is not just critical to think of what you will say or do, but also how you will say or do it. Think of the approach, the timing, and any other elements that may make your response more or less effective. N stands for Note the impact of your response. This is the last step, and perhaps the most crucial step in the whole process of active listening and responding. Here we seek an approval or validation for our actions. This is to ensure that the communication was successful and has had the desired effect. After responding in a situation, observe how others are reacting to what you said or did, and what is the outcome. Is it better or worse than earlier? This helps to ensure you can take corrective or proactive actions to improve the situation. Now let's see how Sunny could have used the Learn model to present his idea more effectively. Our customer rating has gone down. We really need to do something about this. Could you please tell us the kind of feedback we are getting from the customers? Have we shortlisted the problem areas? Well, mostly the complaints are around poor customer service. So improving customer service is what we should focus on. I would like to make a suggestion. Yes, go ahead. We ought to invest more in training our staff to use effective ways to deal with customers in different scenarios or situations. Professional training in this context will surely see positive results. What do you all think? Is it worth it? Yes, definitely. It's a great idea.
We should definitely consider training the staff in this particular area.
Now, that was a much better outcome, don't you think? So remember, learn to always listen attentively and derive firm action or response for the situation based on thorough analysis.